Hello, I'm Ken Philpott, and this is Wednesday. I think it's the 13th of November in 2019, and this is going to be the second story of how an individual became demonized and then how demons were cast out. This has to do with a young lady I'm going to call Nan. She, at the time, was 15 years old. Our band, Joyful Noise, we were together for 4 years from 1968 to 1972, and we literally played all over the place. We were terrible. Uh, we weren't any good at all, but it was the San Francisco Jesus People sound in any case. And we had been to a church in the East Bay. And one day the pastor of that church called me and asked if he could bring his daughter Nan over to see if there might possibly be some demons in her. Uh, so anyway, we did. It was Mark Buckley and I were at Deliverance Temple on Wilson Avenue in Novato, in a garage, in an unfinished garage, and so uh, the parents of Nan brought her over to us, and so Mark and I sat up in the room, and we did what we always did. We, in the name of Jesus, commanded demons to come out. She was a redheaded young teenage girl, and Mark and I, did it best we could. Nothing happened. She sat there just as I like to say, as cool as a cucumber, and nothing. We went back down, and there were her parents. This is by way in a Christian house. There was about 5 or 6 people living there, and they went home. And they came back. We did this over a course of several months, 6 or 7 times, and finally I told Nan's father, the pastor of this very large church up, as I say, in the East Bay, that we did not think there were any demonic spirits in her. No indication at all. And he said, would you try it just one more time? So they did. They brought their daughter over. Mark and I went back up, spent an hour anyway, praying, pleading, reading scriptures, all the kinds of things that we did. We were speaking in tongues, all kinds of stuff. And she just sat there with her hands folded and her eyes closed and looking down. Nothing happened. So we felt very bad. We didn't know what to do. We felt like we were failures. We walked back into the house, and Nan's father had brought elements to receive the Lord's Supper. He had a little loaf of bread, and he had some grape juice. So there was about 10, 11 of us, because everybody in that Christian house was there, and Mark and I, and the parents, and Nan. And so we formed a circle, and Nan's dad, first of all, I sent around the bread. We all took a piece, kind of a little liturgy. It was from a liturgy, worship-oriented kind of mainline church. And so we did that. And then the cup. And so we passed around the cup. When Nan got the cup, she started to drink it and all of a sudden collapsed, fell down on the floor. Grape juice everywhere. Mark and I looked at each other, and as so many times before, we looked at each other as if to say, at last. Mark and I went over to Nan, and in a very few minutes, cast out 3, 4, 5 demons. I don't remember. I wish I had kept notes during that period, but it was so commonplace, we just never thought about doing that. So it was really a joyous event, and so that was it. They went on their way. About a week or two later, I got a call from Nan's dad again, and they figured out how it was that their daughter had become demon possessed. And what had happened is their church had gone on a youth, had to take a big portion of their youth to a church in Haiti. And when they came back, they brought a young lady, young Haitian girl, with them, who was 15 years old too, brought them back to their home in the East Bay. And what happened was that when the household was quiet, the parents had gone to bed, Nan and the Haitian girl were practicing voodoo. Voodoo is the grander, larger name is Santeria. In Haiti, it's called voodoo. In I think Cuba, it's Acumbe. As Candomblé in Brazil, and different names in various parts of Central and South America. Anyway, it is a very occult-oriented, demonic kind of event. And that's how Nan picked up the demons. And so here comes the Haitian girl, and in one session, lasted maybe a half an hour, we casted a number of demons out of that young lady too. Now, the story is not quite finished because I guess it was about 20 years ago now. I would put it down somewhere around 2000. I was sitting out front with other people before the service started, and a car drove up, and there was a woman with red hair driving the car, and there were two little kids in the back seat. They had red hair. It was Nan. Got out of the car, ran up, gave me a big hug, and said everything is fine. She'd gotten married, having kids, and she said, "I'll never forget the time when Jesus cast the demons out of me." And she said, have never been bothered since that day. All right, that is the story, and I'd invite you in a minute. You're going to see how to get to our church's website. I ask you to take a look, and hope all is well. Bye-bye.